For more than 100 years, First Choice Bank has provided dedicated community banking to North Mississippi. The banking products and services you need when you need them. At First Choice, you're our priority. Make First Choice your choice for banking.
March 24th, 2023 was a normal Friday. We knew the weather was not good, but we needed to take shelter, and we didn't have shelter. My husband and almost 2-year-old daughter, Ethan and Riley, they did lose their lives in the storm. We're still recovering from it. We'll always be recovering from it. Matt Lawpon cares about the community. He's not just there to collect a paycheck. I feel like Matt Lawpon has proven himself trustworthy.
1 in 10 kids vape. Each vape pod can contain the same amount of nicotine as a pack of cigarettes.
The Health Class Film Guy isn't the best person to talk to your kid about vaping.
Got a few minutes?
You are. Talk to your child about vaping today.
Mississippi's trusted weather experts. This is Mississippi Live Weather at 6.
Well, welcome to Mississippi Live Weather at 6. I'm meteorologist Caleb Edelblut here in the Room to Room Weather Center. I'm so glad you were able to take the time out of your night to come join us here in the Mississippi Live Weather Room to Room Center here in Tupelo. But looking at our headlines coming up, we've had an active Friday evening, more in the sports department than weather, but definitely an active Saturday morning with that cold front coming in. But the good news is bright and sunny skies are ahead. That is pretty much the most action that we will get for our weekend, but we are going to receive all those benefits from that action for the rest of our weekend. Dry conditions are going to be one of the things that we will benefit from. It's just we'll enjoy them today and to tomorrow with these temperatures, but with it continuing to be dry, those temperatures will start slowly building up, and we'll see that slow warming trend as we continue into the work week. It's just those give or takes with these forecasts. There's always kind of a negative part that comes with it, but right now we're going to enjoy the positive. Out here in Starkville, 75 degrees, feels like 75. That is the positive. You can see people enjoying the tailgating. I know they are about to kick off their home opener down in Starkville for the Mississippi State Bulldogs, so they are enjoying a great time out there in Starkville across the beautiful Mississippi State campus. But taking a look out in Amory right now, we can see 72 feels like 70. So for it being 6 o'clock in the evening and we're almost in upper 60s in North Mississippi, these are the benefits. This is what we want to enjoy. These are beautiful temperatures and conditions for the rest of our weekend, and something I know we will soak up every minute of out here in North Mississippi. Taking a look out in Winona, same thing. This time a little bit more of those overcast skies. That's pretty much most of the moisture that we will have in North Mississippi. All of that's kind of blew on through our state earlier on today, and that cold front still making its way across the southeast, more in Georgia as of now, but we get to enjoy these temperature changes. 71 degrees just with those overcast skies. Amazing conditions are in store for us. We can see that on the first 12, showing 70 degrees by 7 o'clock, and we're going to push into those 60s, but low 60s into those early AM hours. And by the time we're waking up for our early morning church commute, maybe some of us could see some upper 50s in our overnight hours, so it is going to be beautiful. Look at Mississippi Live Weather Radar. We can see what is responsible for these conditions, and that's this cold front that pretty much just raced its way through or across the country, now pretty much in Atlanta and Georgia. You can see that line of storms out here, kind of what we saw earlier this morning. So it's still continuing through the southeast and providing some rain showers. But for us here in North Mississippi, we're back to the drier side. We still see a pocket of moisture down there in Louisville trying to make its way up, but we now have that northerly wind component that will keep us dry for the evening into Sunday and into the next part of our work week. So these showers won't be lasting pretty long. We can put this on a loop just showing what's been going on today. I'll put it for 12 hours so we can see the action that happened earlier, that front, and it's going super fast. I apologize, but there was a severe thunderstorm warning issued kind of just east of Hamilton, or not east, west of Hamilton along the Mississippi-Alabama state line, but showing it was an active morning for us, but we're returning to those drier conditions ahead. We can look at those rainfall totals and start populating them. Let me bring it up right here. Just south of Greenwood, you can see almost an inch of rain, 3/4 of an inch. Out in Bruce, 1.5 inches. Tupelo, 1.7, and there we go. That's where we saw that severe thunderstorm warning. Oops, I did not mean to click that. Let's clear that and then try again. Right on the state line, you can see pretty much over 3 inches. So lots of rain across our region. You can even see some trace amounts throughout North Mississippi, but that is where that front moved. You can see that line very clearly on this map. But one of the other things that we are benefiting from is that temperature change. Look at this. It is blue across the entire entire screen. So not even for Mississippi, just all of the southeast. And we love seeing the color blue when we talk about temperatures. If I just want to populate some for Grenada, you're going down minus 14 degrees from yesterday. Louisville, minus 10. Macon, I think it was minus 8 earlier, still minus 8. Tupelo, minus 16. Oxford, minus 16. You get the point. It's a double-digit drop for most of us. That humidity, that mugginess that we experienced Friday, not playing a factor for our Saturday, and we will enjoy it all, like the entire Saturday. We can see this on Futurecast, showing most of that moisture is cloud cover, not really picking up on that pocket of moisture out in Louisville. That will continue to fade on out, especially with that northerly wind component. That's going to continue pushing on, and the most action we will see on all our Futurecast graphics for the rest of this forecast and into the weekend is just that northerly wind component. There is nothing going on. It will not be an active weekend. It will be a beautiful weekend. That cloud cover tries to build back up, and you can see that wind very strong coming out of the northeast, and that is pretty much going to be our forecast, almost a copy and paste for the next few days. But looking at the next 24, you can see we're starting off around 60 degrees at 6 in the morning, and then we will slowly push our way up into the 70s and 80s. But when I'm talking about 80s, I'm talking low 80s. So 81 degrees, probably pushing back down in those upper 70s with those feels like values. But by the time we're wrapping up our Sunday and heading into the evening, dropping back down into those 60s, and we could see some upper 50s for our low on Sunday, well, we can't see it for Sunday, but into Monday as well. So still beautiful conditions for our weekend. We're not forecasting any hot, muggy conditions. Go outside, enjoy any evening plans. And of course, I'm going to continue breaking those down here. We have our friend Will Kallmeyer coming and giving us a forecast for the Mississippi State game about to kick off in the next few minutes. So stick with us. We'll cover all of that in 1 minute.
Up here's where your biggest risks hide: leaks, mold, and expensive damage. Most commercial roofs fail slowly until they fail big. Why rip it off when you can restore it? Our silicone coatings stop leaks, prevent mold, and extend your roof life without the high replacement cost. It's a 30-year watertight roof, energy efficient, leak-free, and half the cost of replacement. And it's backed by GE's manufacturer warranties. Facility managers love this. No disruption, no tear-off, and long-term protection for your property. Trust Absolute Restoration for your commercial roof.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me.
That was perfect.
But I heard every word.
Right now, from the Room to Room Weather Center, here's meteorologist Caleb Edelblut.
Well, thanks for sticking here with us at Mississippi Live Weather at 6. If you're just now tuning in, earlier I was talking about how we had an active morning, and we can see this with our Weather Watchers pictures. This was sent in by Mikey out in Houston, just showing that what we talked about yesterday was the threat was primarily a wind threat, possibly a hail threat, not really a tornadic event. And we can see that right here with that wind just knocking down those unlucky trees. Thankfully, not really affecting any power lines in this area, just out in an open yard. But got to take this stuff seriously, especially since we're not in severe weather season yet. We can still have these knocked trees. This was sent in by Cheryl out in Tillatoba. Not only is it an unlucky tree falling, but an unlucky car in the path. There's a video that I need to find a way that we're going to upload to show y'all that it kept falling, or it fell, but the car never moved. So I'm hoping those branches kind of hit the ground first. It's elevated above the car, but not much car damage. But that tree, still just unlucky trees. And with this wind threat that we had earlier, just talking about taking this weather seriously and continuing to stay weather aware here in North Mississippi. But taking a look out in North Mississippi, Caledonia, beautiful skies. We still have that overcast sky, but I mean, if you're a little bit higher up, you can start seeing a sunset trying to peer and poke its way through that cloud cover. 77 degrees, feels like 79. And there we go again. Feels like every weekend I'm talking about that northerly wind. We're getting into that season again, which means we're getting cooler temperatures. And it's something I know we're all going to enjoy with how hot and muggy it's been. Out here in Oxford, different story. That cloud cover not really there. Those clouds already broke with that northerly wind pushing in that dry air. 70 degrees, but since you don't have that cloud cover, 73 is those feels like values, but still almost pushing into those upper 60s. So a beautiful evening is forecasted for y'all. We can see that on the day planner, 70 degrees by the time we're getting closer towards the evening hour, 7 o'clock, and then we're pushing into those low 60s as well. And as I mentioned earlier, Mississippi State game is about to kick off, and we have Will Kallmeyer out in the field right now. And we wanted to see what all he has to say about the game coming up.
Thanks so much, Caleb. And yes, welcome to the campus of Mississippi State University. You can see Davis Wade Stadium just over my shoulder. You see a lot of the Bulldog fans. They are heading into the stadium for this exciting game tonight between number 12 Arizona State and Mississippi State. Now, before we break down this matchup, on behalf of all the Bulldog fans down here on campus, they've given you a big-time thumbs up, Caleb, for today's weather. I mean, it has been so pleasant, and Bulldog fans have enjoyed it all day long as they have been tailgating since this morning here, getting ready for tonight's big kickoff. Now, very rare to host a top 25 non-conference bowl. In fact, the last time Mississippi State hosted a top 25 team outside of conference play was 2009 when number 25 Georgia Tech came calling here to Starkville. It's the first ever matchup between Arizona State and Mississippi State here in Starkville. So a lot of firsts on the line. Going to be an exciting showdown tonight, I think, between Mississippi State as they look for the upset tonight. Now, one of the keys for State is to slow down that Arizona State rushing attack. They've got a couple potent running backs, and of course, Sam Levitt is the quarterback for Arizona State, and he can beat you with his arm and with his legs, so that'll be definitely a key for Mississippi State. But that's the story now here in Starkville. Once again, you see the fans. They're getting into the stadium, and they're revved up. They got the cowbells. They're ready for this showdown tonight between Mississippi State and Arizona State. But that's the story now here in Starkville. Caleb, we'll send it back to you in the studio.
Well, thank you so much for that. I know everyone down there is very excited for the home opener. I know Ole Miss was playing earlier, Alabama's playing later tonight, so it should be a fun-filled afternoon and evening for football. Coming back to North Mississippi, talking about that forecast for what they can expect as they continue into the game. You can see most moisture will be cloud cover, so beautiful conditions are going to continue to be in store for y'all. And that cloud cover still not going to stick around too much. By the time y'all are walking out of that stadium, y'all are going to see pretty much mostly clear skies, especially if y'all are traveling back up north into northern Mississippi. But that will be most of our action, just that cloud cover, and that's going to push on out of North Mississippi. We can see clear skies, so for any astronomers out there that love the astronomy, go outside, look at the stars. I don't know what's going on tonight, but I know y'all will have a perfect sky to see those conditions. Into our Sunday, you can see our low temperatures. You can see upper 50s for our lows as we start off the day. So like I mentioned yesterday, we're getting into that season where we're starting off the day wanting a hoodie, sweatshirt on, some sweatpants. By the time we get into the afternoon, especially later on in the work week, not going to want to keep them on for long, but a beautiful start to our Sunday, especially for our church commute. Tracking that out on Futurecast, you can already see that northerly wind just trying to hog and keep this star and shining bright on them. That cloud cover is going to try to build back in, but you can even notice there is not much going on for our morning, so it will be a perfect church commute and perfect morning for any outdoor plans you have. You see that wind coming in pretty strong across all of North Mississippi. That is what's keeping us dry, and that is what's going to keep us dry for our Sunday, our Monday, our Tuesday, and for the days coming ahead. There is nothing to talk about. This has been running the entire time, just showing that there are not many rain chances popping up for our Sunday. It will be a bright and sunny day. Those high temperatures, not really needing the cloud cover. We are still in the 80s and pretty much low to mid 80s. Those heat indices, however, they're going to knock us down just a little bit too. So no mugginess, no humidity is still in your forecast for our Sunday. Coming back to Futurecast to show you that northerly wind still dominating the forecast, that cloud cover trying to fight an uphill battle and push into our viewing area, but not much going on even by midnight into Monday morning. We can see some cloud cover really trying to push in through Alabama to start off our Monday morning work week commute, but even that only affecting some of us. And once it gets into North Mississippi, it's pretty much fading on out until we get closer towards the evening. Then we can maybe see some more partly cloudy skies, actually look at something out in the sky just with how clear it's been. That's going to continue into the overnight hours and into our Tuesday as well. There we go. There's some action right there. Little green pocket of moisture out there, probably over Starkville. So you never know, might can see some rain chances, but for the most part, that will be an uphill battle and we will stay dry here in North Mississippi. High temperatures, a little bit warmer than they are Sunday, showing that because we're staying dry and we're having sunny skies, our warming trend is just going to start creeping up very slowly. This is mid 80s for pretty much most of our viewing area. You can still see some 81s in Red Bay, Iuka, and Boonville, but still we're going to start slowly creeping up. Those heat indices still favorable for us, dropping us back down into the upper 70s for our viewing area. You see 77 down there in Louisville, 77 in Holly Springs, but for the most part, we're around that low 80s mark for those feels like values. Excuse me. But looking at the high temperatures, you can see that warming trend that I'm talking about. We broke the scale for today in a great way, going a little bit below that. But you can see 82 for our Sunday, then we're jumping to 84 Monday, 87 Tuesday, and then we're seeing 90s by the time we're wrapping up our work week. And by the next time y'all see me for the weekend, maybe a slight decrease. So maybe we can start a downward trend for the coming few days. But for now, it's going to stay dry and it's going to stay warm, just at a very slow interval pace. We can track this out on 7-day forecast showing just sunny skies across the entire forecast. No rain chances for Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I mean, everything. And then you can see low 60s, upper 50s for our lows, 58 degrees for Sunday, 55 for our Monday. And then we can start seeing those 60s start to come back into play, but still going to be a cool start for our days ahead until we start warming up just a little bit. Of course, oh wait, I gotta make sure that I do this real quick. But like I was mentioning, of course, make sure to download the app, especially we had that severe weather come through the area, making sure to get those alerts, especially when we saw with those pictures, those trees kind of falling down, just if you have those unlucky wind gusts, unlucky tree, just what could happen, especially before we get into severe weather system. There's the QR codes to download for the iOS and Android app. And of course, it's the weekend. Finally, we made it to a weekend again, so our broadcast schedule will be 6 and 10, so scratch off the 5 for today and tomorrow. So we all go out, enjoy these beautiful conditions we're having, watch your football teams play. I hope everybody is winning right now, and y'all have a great rest of y'all's evening. I'll see y'all at 10.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
Your family deserves the most beautiful smile possible. At Tupelo Smiles, we use precision dentistry and advanced technology to make visiting the dentist an amazing experience. Relationship-based comprehensive care. Come discover the difference at Tupelo Smiles.